Mingoose Mouse lives in a house. Where does Mingoose Mouse live? In a house! It was a bright and breezy day by the sea, and Mingoose Mouse and her friends had come to play. The sand was warm and golden, and a big striped umbrella stood proudly near a patch of soft towels laid out in gentle colors. Mingoose Mouse wore her light pastel dress, sitting neatly as she smoothed the sand beside her, watching everything with calm, careful eyes. Puff Chicken had brought a frilly sun hat and oversized sunglasses, fussing as she shook the sand from her feathers before settling on a bright pink towel. Semolina Pilchard arrived in his usual lively way, floating in gently on his beach carpet covered in shells and seaside pictures, landing beside a large, colorful coal box that clinked softly as it touched the ground. Rarrous the Bear sat quietly under the umbrella, steady and watchful, his warm fur glowing in the sunlight. Nearby, the dingbats flapped about excitedly, already wearing their bright armbands, bobbing and wobbling as they practiced in the shallow water. By the water's edge, a neat row of extra armbands waited in the sand. Then Stormy arrived, fast and full of energy, her wild fur catching the breeze as she raced toward the sea without stopping. "Stormy," said Mingoose Mouse, calm and steady, "wear your armbands first." Stormy turned with a grin and tossed her head. "I'll do whatever I—" And with that she ran straight into the sea and disappeared beneath the water with a sudden splash. The sea did not wait. Beneath the surface, her voice wobbled and bubbled. "I'll do what, blub, blub, what, gul, blub, blub." And above the water, small bubbles rose, drifting and wobbling as they popped one by one. Stormy dipped under, then up again, then under once more, and this time she did not come up properly. Mingoose Mouse saw it at once. "Stormy," she said quietly. But Rarrous had already moved. There was no panic, no shouting, just a clean, powerful dive as he slipped into the water and disappeared beneath the surface. For a moment, the sea closed over him, and everything felt very still. Then he rose again, strong and steady, lifting Stormy up and carrying her safely back to the shore. The beach fell quiet as Stormy coughed and blinked, holding tightly to the towel wrapped around her shoulders. Puff Chicken sat very still, her sunglasses slipping slightly, and even Semolina Pilchard forgot about his snacks. The dingbats huddled close together, their little armbands bobbing gently as they watched. Mingoose Mouse knelt beside Stormy, and one by one they all gathered in close, wrapping her in a warm, quiet hug. "You can be brave, and to still be safe," said Mingoose Mouse gently. Stormy did not argue. After a moment, she reached for the armbands and slipped them on herself, quietly, without a word. Then, as the sun warmed the sand again and the moment softened, Semolina Pilchard suddenly brightened, clapping his hands together as if remembering something important. He hurried to his big cold box and flipped open the lid, revealing the most magical ice creams, swirling with colors and covered in sparkling sprinkles that shimmered in the sunlight. "Ice cream," he announced as he handed them out one by one, cool and bright and full of joy. Then he tapped his beach carpet, and cheerful music began to play, light and bouncy, drifting across the sand. The dingbats started first, wobbling and dancing in their armbands, and soon Puff Chicken joined in, followed by Mingoose Mouse, smiling softly, and even Stormy, now safe and steady, laughing as she moved with them. Rarrous the Bear watched from beneath the umbrella, calm and content as the beach filled once more with gentle laughter and dancing feet. And from that day on, Stormy still ran into the sea, but she went in ready.